taxes were worried about how to pay their bills. Putin's illegal war in Ukraine threatens the security of our whole continent, and our country has been held back for too long by low economic growth. I was elected by the Conservative Party with a mandate to change this. We delivered on energy bills and on cutting national insurance. And we set out a vision for a low-tax, high-growth economy that would take advantage of the freedoms of Brexit. I recognise, though, given the situation, I cannot deliver the mandate on which I was elected by the Conservative Party. I have therefore spoken to His Majesty the King to notify him that I am resigning as leader of the Conservative Party. This morning I met the chairman of the 1922 committee, Sir Graham Brady. We've agreed that there will be a leadership election to be completed within the next week. This will ensure that we remain on a path to maintain our country's economic stability and national security. I will remain as Prime Minister until a successor has been chosen. Thank you.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.
I have therefore spoken to His Majesty the King to notify him that I am resigning as leader of the Conservative Party.
It's not very good for the country at all, and I think it's very difficult to see who's going to be the next leader. There's no obvious choice, so the Conservative Party has a big problem. I hope they solve it.
I mean, I just feel like the country's lost, and it's terrible, terrible feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, and we don't know where we're going now, what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And, there's people in this country worrying about how to pay their fuel bills and
everything.
buy food, and we haven't even got a Prime Minister now.
No.
So.
Well, I think we should have had a say on who would be the next Conservative MP, or open it up to whether it's Conservative in the first place. But they've all done something that I think is quite wrong.
Well, this is an almighty mess, and it's people, the length and breadth of the UK, who are paying the price of this. I think Liz Truss's early resignation as Prime Minister was probably inevitable the moment she walked into Downing Street.
Stability is very important, and we would like to see the UK system within its capacity to be in a position to have a successor selected as quickly as possible, and that stability will be brought to the situation.
We would hope for a resolution to this, let's say, domestic instability to be resolved as quickly as possible.
To announce a tough new wave of sanctions. The reality is that money is still flowing.
Sterling rallied on Thursday as British Prime Minister Liz Truss announced that she and her economic plans had hit the end of the road after just 6 weeks at the helm. Her resignation followed a humiliating reversal of almost all of her economic program, one that jolted markets, pushed up living costs for many Brits, and enraged her own Conservative ruling party.
And we set out a vision for a low-tax, high-growth economy that would take advantage of the freedoms of Brexit. I recognise, though, given the situation, I cannot deliver the mandate.
The UK's main stock indexes also closed higher Thursday, and investors dialed back bets on a full percentage point interest rate hike by the Bank of England next month. European shares rose on the news, as did US stocks, with US President Joe Biden shrugging off any economic spillover effects.
No, I don't think they're that consequential.
Liz Truss is elected as the leader of the Conservative and Unionist Party.
In her campaign for the party's leadership, Truss had pledged to shake up economic orthodoxy, but plans for vast unfunded tax cuts crashed the pound and British bonds. She was forced to fire her finance minister last week, with his replacement scrapping almost all of their economic program.
I am a fighter and not a quitter.
Approval ratings for her and the Conservative Party have tanked, with the UK economy heading for recession and inflation at a 40-year high.
People are really, really suffering in this country, and I think that's the real story here.
New Finance Minister Jeremy Hunt still needs to find tens of billions of pounds in spending cuts before delivering a new budget by the end of October. He's already ruled himself out of a leadership election due within the week.